career at Arkansas. He played for the Saints for 4 seasons. Appeared in 59 games, had 107 catches, 1,143 yards, 12 touchdowns. Saints, of course, beat the Vikings 20-9 yesterday. They'll play at Dallas in Arlington, actually. Sunday Night Football this coming week. Please give a warm New Orleans Quarterback Club welcome to Boo Williams. Boo.
I want to thank Ken and the Quarterback Club for having me here today. I just want to get this out in the open already. I'm a Razorback, so don't anybody boo me already. LSU country. I'm not going to keep you guys long. I'm going to keep you on for 6 minutes and 22 seconds, so somebody can time me. I'm just going to give you a little bit about myself, about my story on my way to the NFL. It's going to be short and sweet, but it's a story to where I wouldn't be the person I am today if I wouldn't have went through the things I went through in early childhood. I'm just a country boy from Tallahassee, Florida. By way of, I have 5 sisters, 1 brother. We grew up with 2 bathrooms, and our bathroom was the only bathroom for 6 people. So you can imagine how urgency was in our household. So I grew up in a pretty tough neighborhood, but I knew I had to do something to get out. And my way of getting out was through sports. I played basketball, played football, and I was great at both. Actually played in the Nike camp, ABCD camp for basketball. Everybody thought I was going for basketball, but I went in football because I like to hit people. I mean, what better way to take the aggression out on somebody on the football field and not get in trouble for it? So, I grew up without a father, so I was looking for some kind of guidance, some type of direction, and I found myself not doing too well in school. I was doing well on the football field and on the basketball court, but I was just doing just enough to get by in the classroom. I had plenty of people that was in my corner, but at the same time, as a young kid, I went through the development of trying to do what I wanted to do. So I started my way of going to junior college first, Coffeyville, Kansas. Anybody know what that is? It's okay, I didn't either. Yeah, it's in the middle. It's in the middle of Kansas, in the middle of nowhere, and it's actually called Tornado Alley because that's where all the tornadoes, come through. So I played 2 years in Coffeyville, Kansas, and my cousin played in the NFL for the Kansas City Chiefs for a number of years, and his words for me when I went to college was, make them remember your name, not just your number. And all my years in college, I really didn't know what that meant. But I would always have that on a message board in my room. Make them remember your name, not just your number. And he told me, if you want to be successful and make it to the NFL, you need to stay home, stay at school all 4 years, and don't come home. So I'm thinking, don't come home for 4 years. I want my friends. So that's what I did. I stayed in my junior college for 2 years. In the off season, in the summertime, my wide receiver coach, he was the only guy that stayed with me the whole 2 years at school. Guys was leaving saying, "Guys, you staying here for the summer, for Christmas?" And I told him, yeah, because I seen the big picture. I just wasn't looking through the peephole. And that's just because I had some people that was in my corner that was helping me along the way. After leaving Coffeyville Community College, I was supposed to go back home to Florida State, be a Seminole. But I just liked staying away from home a little bit too much. So I didn't go back home. But I stayed away because I was looking for a father figure in my coach for my next journey. So my coach that coached me at Arkansas, his name was Fitzgerald Hill. He was a sergeant in the Desert Storm. And if anybody knows about military men and sergeants, they know they don't play the radio. They don't play at all. When they say go straight, that means go straight. That doesn't mean go left, go right. That means do exactly what I tell you to do. And as I went to Arkansas, this coach, he really showed me a lot about not just being a great football player, but he showed me a lot about being a great person. And that was something that I always needed. I was looking for it. I was looking for somebody to call like a father figure, somebody to answer to, somebody that can show me how to be a man. And out of all the schools that recruited me after my junior college, the Tennessees, the Florida States, the USCs, everybody, I chose Arkansas because of that reason. That coach could get me to that point of not just being a great football player, but a great person. He made sure that all of his players were going to sit in the front of the class. He made sure that all of his players were going to graduate. He made sure none of his players were going to be in the news for anything. Because if you did, God forbid your mother and your parents finding out. You want your parents to find out before he finds out, because he's going to embarrass you. But these lessons that he taught me was something that I can take outside of football. I mean, he had me cleaning up at the stadium. He had me coming to his house washing dishes. He had me coming to his house mowing the yard. I mean, these are some things that I didn't do as much as a kid because I didn't have anybody to show me these things. And this guy, Fitzgerald Hill, he showed me everything that I should have known growing up. So as my journey began from Arkansas to the New Orleans Saints, I came in as an undrafted free agent. Me and Deuce McAllister came in together. Same height, same weight, but Deuce is not the same weight now. Deuce is kind of big. But we came in the same weight, and I can remember being a free agent, and my special teams coach told me, son, you're not going to make this team as a tight end. You're going to make this team on special teams. And I never played special teams before in my life, but until I got to the Saints. So I had to learn. And it was a way of either you're going to learn it or you're going to be at home. So I had to learn how to play special teams. And it was, I can remember like it was yesterday. How many people remember when we used to practice in Thibodeau? Oh yeah, Thibodeau. I mean, even a couple times they had the alligator man come get the alligator off the field because it was so hot and so steamy. And I can remember my first week of practice in Thibodeau. It was so hot, I couldn't even function. I couldn't think right. And it was the second practice. I called home and I called my mom. I was like, Mom, I think I'm gonna come home because it's too damn hot. It's too hot for me. And my mom, I can remember like it was yesterday, I swear, she said, boy, stop being a girl and go to work. And I said, okay, well, great. You didn't give me the answer I was looking for. But it was that answer that my mom gave me then that made me remember all the hard work that I put in up until this point. And the hard work that I went through from high school to college, not coming home for 4 years and working out and training by myself and just putting in hard work just showed me that I can do the hard work when I got to the next level. There was some older guys by the name of Willie Rofe, Ricky Williams, Joe Horn, Jerry Fontenot. A lot of these older guys, they seen that I had talent, but I was just a little rough around the edges. And these guys, they really brung me. They put me up under their wing, and they showed me not what it was only just to play football, how it was to be a professional. And these guys I really owe a lot to in my NFL growth development. And I can't thank those guys enough for helping me along the way and showing me what it was like to continue hard work, to continue to try to be great, not just on but off the field. And after my 8 years of playing in the NFL, I just came to a point to where I just thought I had to do something different. That football was just my platform to help me bring joy and light to others. And so what I do now is I go around to various organizations. I do motivational speaking to the youth. I help out hospice with charity events through the fire departments, through the St. Tammany Parish area. I try to stay busy and helping the youth and helping give back as much as possible, because if it wasn't for the people that was in my corner helping me and helping develop me, I would never be the person that I am today. So, I just want to share with you a semi, of my story and where I've been and where I come from. And, it's just a way of telling people that, hard work does pay off. So if anybody has any questions, throw them at me.
Who was the head coach at Arkansas when you were there?
Coach Houston Nutt. Coach Houston Nutt. He was a great coach. He was a coach that, he didn't curse you out. He didn't, his words were a lot of motivational speaking. It made you want to run through a wall for him. I mean, the words that he says, the way that he says it, it makes you want to play hard, not just for your team and for, not just for your teammates, but for that coach as well. And I think, when you're on a team and you can play not just for your teammates, but for your coach, that just makes your team that much better.
Your comments about the Saints tight ends today, obviously, right?
Yeah.
Oh.
I love the way Jimmy plays. I mean, he plays with a passion, and if anybody knows, when I play with the same type of passion. I mean, you have to play passionate to play this game, and the way that he plays with his physicality, is second to none. And I just hope that he can just stay injury-free, because everybody knows that this league, the best ability is availability. And if you're not there for your team, there's no way, that you can help them win. So I just hope he just stays healthy, because if he stays healthy, he can go down as one of the best tight ends that ever played the game. Hey.
How did you feel when you saw Josh Williams wide open for a touchdown pass? Did it bring back memories for you?
Oh yeah, it brought back a lot of memories. But the way that the Saints run their offense, they spread the ball out to everybody. I mean, everybody touches the ball, so it's hard to key in on one person. And sometimes people ask, like, how is Jimmy Graham sometimes so wide open? But it's the play calling. I mean, the play calling really helps out when you have a lot of weapons to spread the ball out to, and you have the play calling that can get these players the ball and get them in their sweet spots.
Great story. The upcoming, coming up, a lot of kids can use stuff like that now. It looks like sometimes the kids, there's no guidance at all, and they never will be. So I hope there's more stories like you had. But I do remember about you when you were in the Saints. You had that Magic Johnson smile every time you caught a pass. That's it.
That's it.
Man, it was fun seeing you play. So it's more of a comment than a question.
Thank you, and that's what these kids do today. It's things like coaches here. These are guys that are real heroes, because these are guys that are molding these young men, these young boys into men. Because before these guys, get to the high school level, they should have some type of guidance. But some of these kids, they don't have the guidance. They don't have people in their corner. So sometimes it's up to coaches and strength coaches to be that dad for these guys that don't have dads. It's easy for some of us to sit back and say, hey, this guy should have did this guy should have did that. But you got to look deeper. You got to look deep into where that guy's from. Where, who is he getting taught by at an early age? Some of these guys, they don't have anybody in the corner. So, when they're getting to the high school level, they still might not have a coach that's in their corner. They still might not have that. A lot of guys get by just off athletic ability, and athletic ability can only take you so far. And that's why it's up to, the coaches. And so, like I said, the strength coaches, because like I said, if it wasn't for my coaches, it'd be no telling where I would be standing.
Last one.
Mark Hughes, whose family owns this place, here, used to work for the Saints when you were playing about 12 years ago.
Man, I'm not that old.
and he's got a picture, if anybody wants to see, on his cell phone 12 years ago when he was at Thibodeau working with the Saints and you were there. The alligator.
The alligator on the back of the truck.
In the back of the truck.
I told you I knew it. It was on the back of the truck. And I tried to touch it. And he swiped at me. I was the only brave one to go up to the alligator. Let's look at that. See? I knew I would. Yeah, man, they scared us with the alligator scene. I knew that story was real. It was a real story. Real story. But like I said, man, my journey here with the Saints, it was a great one. I loved it, loved to hear. I still love to hear it because even all the places that I've went, the other teams that I've gone to, you still do not get the love from the fans like you get from New Orleans. So, you know, I just want to say thank you guys for coming out and supporting us. And like I said, man, these guys here are the real heroes.